Hi everyone. Today we have a new topic to discuss about because recently Iran has issued an arrest warrant against US President Donald Trump and a dozen of others. Okay, so a dozen of others means around 35 other people. So it was this issue. The arrest warrant was issued saying that um, they the US officials has carried out the drone strike that killed a top Iranian general in Baghdad. So this incident has happened on January 3rd in Baghdad, and what the charges on this president as well as this dozen of others is murder and terrorism. Okay, and also they have requested for a red notice with Interpol. Okay, so with that, before getting to the detail, we will be discussing about what is a red notice of Interpol is. Actually, this is a request to law enforcement worldwide to locate and provisionally arrest a person pending extradition, surrender, or similar legal action. So, this is a request of this Interpol to law enforcement agencies in the world. So, this can be any particular country. If Interpol is finding a person in a particular country and putting a red notice, what happens is that Interpol will not directly arrest that person. Instead, they will use the help of that local police who will be arresting that person, and later, with the help of that local police and authorities, they will sometime may extradite or sometime will be asked to surrender, or other kind of legal action will be taken against them. Okay, so you have to note the point that here this is not an arrest warrant in actually. That means the Interpol will not be arresting this person directly. Instead, they will be using that local police, and he will be, or the local police will be arresting that person and making the further procedures. Okay, so that is what is a red notice. So this is just a request for the law enforcement agencies worldwide. Okay, next we will be discussing about that top general of Iran. His name is General Qasim Soleimani, and you must be familiar with this topic because this happened or this issue because this happened during January of this year. Okay, so he was the commander of Iran's clandestine overseas paramilitary force and was the leader of Revolutionary Guards Quad Force. And US killed this person with a drone strike in Iraq on January 3rd. And US said that this general was responsible for the death of hundreds of American troops. So, and was planning attack on this American people. That is why they have killed this general through a drone strike. Okay, so Iran was also retaliated against this US forces who was housing in Iraqi military bases. So they also retaliated against the US for killing their top general Qasim Soleimani. Okay, so there was a tussle going between this Iran and US at that time. That is when this incident happened during this January of 2020. Okay, now we will be discussing about the response of Interpol when they have, or when the Iran has requested for their help. And as experts says that even though we don't have the official response of Interpol, as per the experts opinion, it is said that Interpol will not be considering this Iran's request because there are some reason. We will be discussing that in detail while we are discussing about the Interpol. Okay, so first let us move on to the Interpol, and in that we will be checking why they have they will not be considering this Iran request for help. Okay, so Interpol is an international criminal police organization. Its headquarters in Lyon, France, and it's an intergovernmental organization. Okay, it has about 194 members, and also it includes both the United States as well as Iran. Okay, in the member countries. So I told you that this Iran's request for the help will not be considered by this Interpol because of this Article 3. Actually, this Interpol has a constitution, and in that constitution there is Article 3 saying that, I will read out, it is strictly forbidden for the organization to undertake any intervention or activities of a political, military, religious or racial character. So it is clearly written here that it will not be able to intervene in political, military activities. Okay, so experts are saying that the issue now going on between this US and Iran regarding this killing of this General Qasim Soleimani is of political and military nature. So they are saying that they will not be or the Interpol will not be involving in this matter. Okay, so it is in this article it is said that they will not be able to intervene in this kind of activity. So you will be having a doubt in which all activities the Interpol will be dealing with. Okay, so this Interpol will be mainly focusing on activities like terrorism, human rights, genocide, organized crime, and trafficking. So they are mainly focusing on activities like this, and they will be taking action worldwide on all these kind of activities. Okay, so if you're checking the Iran situation now, actually the economy of this Iran is weak, and it has been going through a strong economic crisis due to this economic sanction of US. Okay, but there was some help from China before this corona pandemic, because China was in favor of Iran during all the time. But what happened during this corona pandemic is that China is a country which is also affected very much with corona, and it is said in the world that this is the center of corona initiation. Okay, so anyway, due to this pandemic in the China, the flight between these both countries has been stopped. No flight is there from China and also to China is going on. So this all those flights from and to or between these two countries has been stopped, and this made the condition of Iran very bad. Okay, so along with this, there is corona crisis in the country of Iran also. So there is US economic sanctions going on, there is no one to help Iran, and also corona pandemic is also there in Iran. So all these things are happening in Iran, and all these things are domestic case also. So it is said that in order to divert the attention from what is happening in the domestic part of Iran, they have used this opportunity of arrest warrant against Donald Trump. Okay, so when they are putting an arrest warrant against US president, all the attention will be going towards that issue instead of this domestic problems. Okay, so maybe that is I cannot say, maybe experts are saying, or the papers resources are saying that that is why even after 6 months of general's death they have issued, because it was 6 months, there was a gap of 6 months between this issue of arrest warrant and the incidents happened. Okay, so maybe that is why they have issued such an order at present. So anyway, there is such kind of developments going on between this Iran and US. Okay, the updates will be coming soon. That's all. Thank you.